Hey guys, welcome back to my stream. Sort of had a weird.
Well, I'm gonna scroll my name on the bare bones of the earth. I'm gonna dig my heels into the ground. 'Cause when that ferryman come for to tally up my worth, I won't leave much behind to drag me down.
But we're not gonna go to that camp, right? And I'll tell you why. Because it didn't keep this story that I heard. The waitress at this diner is sharing an outlandish tale with one of her regulars. I heard it from my sister-in-law, she says. It happened to her daughter's friend. It's true. She noticed with you listening. Have you heard this one before? Which one? She regales you with a story about the fisherman and his fish calling seagulls. Halfway through, you realize that it's the story of the seagulls and the fisherman, but highly embellished. What do you think about that? The waitress explains. It's an interesting tale. Sure is, she agrees, and true. Every word of it.
They're the ones who'll bury me. Well, I'm gonna cast my stones o'er the waters of this land, and by and by I'll see them far and long.
We got all that.
Come down for to take me hand in hand. This will be my tale.
Oh, we met those! The hobo kid and the Pullman porter. And we met this guy and he broke my game. So, we're not going back to him. Keep that back to him. We're not going to that. Why not? Chad, we're not going to that camp because he broke my game. He broke my game. Let's go to Washington. It's hard to look at these shining buildings in the direct sunlight. You feel like an ant crawling among the tombs of giants. Away from the monuments, though, you find a city that's a little more human. Let's explore.
The mailman's uniform is dated and worn. He sits on the edge of the road, head in hands. He looks up as you approach. Can you help? Car clipped me. I think my legs... Well, I'd appreciate it if you could deliver this for me. He holds out a brown envelope.
Oh no! He got hit by a car! That's illegal! It's illegal to actually deliver mail if you don't work for the post office. Yeah, I'll deliver the letter.
The letter's addressed to a James Gibson Sr., 120 J Street. But the city stymies you. The blocks run straight from I to K. You stop a man for directions, but he shakes his head and laughs. Someone's playing a joke on you. There's no J Street.
Would the postman actually give us a broken mail? I'm gonna keep looking.
Over here. A woman in a brown coat overheard your question. She steers you down an alley. Someone's chalked a big orange J on one wall. I thought Clovis was late. Go left up ahead. Old Man Gibson's the third on the right.
I knew someone knew J Street.
As you round the corner, the world changes. J Street is a place out of time, like the city forgot an entire street a century ago and carried on around it, oblivious. Even the noise and bustle of D.C. can't penetrate this little pocket.
Mr.
The
Gibson!
man who answers is ancient and stooped. He peers at the letter. I think it's from my son. I don't see so well anymore. Will you read it to me? You tear the letter open. It isn't good news.
Oh no. What do I do, guys? I've always been truthful. Still be truthful. Okay. I'm gonna tell him the truth.
He fights it, but his face crumbles. Tears roll down his cheeks. It's better to know. I've been waiting a long time for this. His shaking hand takes the letter. Thank you for telling me.
I hate that. I mean, I know how it is to receive bad news like that. You wander the streets of the city looking for a way to make some cash. I'm gonna look for work. You join a crew of laborers waiting at a street corner. Soon a truck pulls up and everyone jumps in the back. The job's good, one woman assures you. You ride a short way before the truck pulls up behind a factory. Everyone hops out and starts putting on heavy coats. What for? The whole factory is a vast, cold meat locker. You're shivering in only a few minutes. Dragging the carcasses around is hard work, but it only keeps you so warm. Soon, your hands are totally numb. I'm gonna keep going. I'm losing help. You grit your teeth and keep working. By nightfall, you're shaking almost uncontrollably. You're paid a full day's wages, but it's hardly worth it. I'm gonna get a spaghetti plate. Cause I deserve it. Oh, my money. My money. Hop a train? No. See, this guy broke our game. Oh, he's over here. Who's he? I don't know who he is. car crammed with well-dressed vacationers pulls up at the gas pump. "Fill me up, will you?" The driver draws a thick transatlantic effect. "You oblige." He tips pretty well, then rolls off down the road. Fine leather bags bouncing and rattling on the roof. Hold on, guys. Okay. Auction. A well-dressed man waves you over. "Making some big deals today," he brags, figuring a bill where you can see. "Give me when number 60 goes up, okay?" You stand in the crowd and wait, then run back to fetch him. He pays you absurdly well for doing almost nothing at all. I mean, I'm not against After gossiping for a while about the weather and the crops and the state of the world, all bad and getting worse, go and tell me about it, he takes a different tack. "You look like someone who likes a good story," he wheezes. "Try this one on for size." I'm listening. After loudly and repeatedly clearing his throat, he tells you the story of the scarecrow possessed by the ghost of a vagrant. It sounds a lot like the story of Old Barley, the scarecrow, but with some parts changed and other parts added. When he grins up at you at the conclusion of the tale, you give him the elusive praise he's apparently expecting. You'll have to remember that version even if it's not quite what happened. It's a good story. Who is this? Chapter 2. Ah!
Stranger, it's good to see you again.
Hey!
You know, I'm gonna see this whole world one day, but for now, I just got my sights set on seeing all 48 of the great U.S.
I haven't done that. More power to you.
I already seen 10 whole states. That's better than my folks ever done, that's for sure. Plenty of townies and even some tramps treat me like I'm kid simple, but I ain't helpless, and I only act it when I ain't got no better choice, like if I get pinched. I do right fine on my own. Don't need nobody but Cass and Flip.
Hey, Cass and Flip.
I want to hear one of them venturing tales. Got any?
Sure do. One time about the girl was being arrested for bootlegging.
Whoa, quite a story, stranger. Huh, authority. The coppers and rail yard dicks don't ruffle me none. I just tell them my poor ma and my poor pa died of the pneumonia. I give 'em crocodile tears about trying to get over to my grand just down the way. All I got's left is my dogs, mister. Works damn near every time. Hey, tell me one of those exciting stories.
I'm trying.
Well, that was a lively tale. Huh, the future. I suppose I'll just keep heading west. California sounds mighty fine, and most everyone is heading that way anyhow.
Yeah, tell me
Hey,
about it.
do you got any really thrilling stories to tell? I'm hankering for one of those.
Oh. I'm talking about the rider.
Were you trying to scare me? Well, you didn't go far enough. Being trapped, caged. You think beggardom is a prison? No, stranger. Beggardom is freedom. Responsibility is the real trap. Wound tight like an old spring. Pride and pretending'll bleed folk dry. And then when there ain't nothing left to be proud of, when they can't pretend no more, they'll unwind. I want to hear one of them venturing tales. Got any?
I guess Franklin's story.
Well, that was something. You spin a good yarn. Sadness. Ain't seen no sight sadder than in the city. In the city, they want you to feel like a giant among giants, like you can do anything. But I seen them shanty camps full up with folks who got nothing to eat or do. Cities serve to make the small feel smaller. Hey, do you got any really thrilling stories to tell? I'm hankering for one of those.
I'm just guessing.
Whoa, quite a story, stranger. This country. I don't rightly know what this thing called America is. I know what I done been told in school, but the words don't fit the picture. What with tramping across the whole thing, figure I'll find out for myself soon enough. Well, sun's coming up, so I've got to get ready to go. Thanks for the tales, friend. Where you heading next? Decided yet? Maybe our paths will cross. I'm going up the road this way myself. Hope I'll see something fun. I generally do, you know. There's interesting things to see everywhere if you keep your eyes open.
Didn't I just get this story? A tiny motor mouth is eagerly sharing the details of a strange tale with her brother as they loiter outside the store. The boy listens rampantly, eyes growing larger, mouth hanging open like a fish. She's telling him about the taxi, which shows its riders the future. You try to hide your surprise. It's the story of the odd silent taxi cab in Boston. The version the girl must have heard is embellished, to say the least. But hey, it's a good story. I don't know what they embellish it with. Yeah, I'll go back to that campus and see if I'm stop with You share this bus stop with an old man who shifts it from foot to foot, thumbling his suspenders and watching the passing traffic with anxious focus. Hey! He burst suddenly, turning towards you. Want to hear a good story? Sure. With the air of a man who's distracting himself from something, he stumbles quickly through a tale from the storm generated by the gigantic bird, confusing himself now and again, backtracking and adding new details out of order. He barely pieced the story together. Wait a second. You suddenly realize that he's told you a twisted version of the story about the massive thunderstorm, but massively changed, with whole new chunks you don't remember. It's true, the old man insists, turning his winsome eyes back towards the road, and with that, the conversation seems over. Mick thinks he's a little drunk.
My twin brother Paul and I always got into trouble, but we were good. We didn't do nothing to anybody till we left. Then we hurt a lot of people. Me, more so than Paul, because he didn't make it through. The march I was on, the bonus army, it's less a bonus and more an acknowledgement of what I've had to suffer. Civilians will never understand. Know any good jokes? I'm not so good at telling them anymore. That can't be true. That sounds like a Navy tale. Authority? The law? Well, I had a thought once, in the trenches. You and I, all of us, have the right to the pursuit of happiness. Can't say I've held the Declaration myself, but does it say anything about having a right to achieve happiness?
Well, he got a point.
Tell me a happy story. Something to make the world seem kind.
I'm hoping this is right.
I don't really scare at that stuff anymore. Sorry. Love? It was a real long time ago. Pulled a ribbon on her hair, and her pigtails came undone, and she tattletaled on me. Never really tried after that. So anyway, tell me a funny story? You seem like you know a few good ones.
None of these seem funny.
Life ain't like that, in my experience. But I guess my experience ain't normal. The future's the issue, ain't it? The Great War leaves us nothing to go back to, plucking up the hope and leaving us only with the vile and the unforgiven. So anyway, tell me a funny story? You seem like you know a few good ones.
You want another funny story? Jeez. Maybe this will be funny? I don't know.
You know, the government told us to keep our chins up too, but I didn't believe them either. My family. They were good to me. Ma and Pa, and to Paul, and to my sister Jessie.
Oh! We learned he has a sister named Jessie.
Some days I wish I could find Jessie again and have her help me. But she always liked Paul best. Do you know any happy stories? Hopeful ones? I liked that one. There's some hope left for you too, you know. Don't give it away too quickly. The past doesn't even feel like it happened. It feels like it's happening in every moment, in every slumber. When the memories come back to you, do they clutch at you? At your heart? Here's the sun. I've got to go. I'm headed up the road this way. Will our paths cross?
Maybe. I was heading south, but maybe.
Days come and go when the terrors return. They'll never be able to pay back what they owe me, but I'll always keep at 'em. What about you? Is there something somebody owes you?
Tell you the truth, guys. I mean, you could say a lot of people owe a lot of people things, but in the end, it doesn't matter. I live in the present right now. Right now, nobody owes me.
Bones of the earth, I'm gonna dig my heels into the ground. 'Cause when that ferryman come for to tally up my worth, I won't leave much behind to drag me down. Well, I'm gonna heft my spade up upon my weary back. I'm gonna keep that stride stuck in my soul. 'Cause when my coals burn low and my trains run out of track, I won't be no.
His clothes are expensive, but unkempt. A tailored jacket stretched and warped out of its best fit by long days on the road. His thinning frame weighs down the boxcar next to yours. You got a light, friend?
Sure do.
You offer a match, which bends and nearly snaps as he scratches it against the pitted iron edge of the boxcar. Thanks, he mumbles, perching one last cigarette on his lip.
So where are you going?
Don't rightly know where I'm going. You notice how deeply wrinkled his clothes are. It's as though a huge hand plucked him from a high society party and crumpled him up like a sheet of paper. Don't rightly know how I got going either.
Huh?
They built a railway just past Missy Hudson's estate. Damned racket ruined our soiree. Might have been a few bottles of Armagnac too many when I walked down the tracks to tell them to keep it quiet. He drags on the cigarette, but you never see him exhale.
My tail,
Wow.
my vagrant
Someone being a jerk.
soul. Ooh.